Hey y'all, welcome to Diamond and Silk, the podcast. We're your host, Diamond and Silk oh Silk.
Diamond, oh Diamond.
Before we get started, I want you to stop right now and I want you to subscribe to this podcast.
Yes.
So each time we drop an episode, you will receive notification.
That's right.
And don't forget about our book, Uprising. Who the hell said you can't ditch and switch the awakening of Diamond and Silk? You can get the book at diamondandsilkbookstore.com. That's diamondandsilkbookstore.com.
Also, if you would like to advertise on our podcast, please send an email to info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com.
Silk,
Yes?
we have a lot to talk about, girl.
Let's get into the real nitty gritty.
Okay, so
Uh-huh.
an interesting article came out.
Yeah.
Peter Navarro, girl.
Mm-hmm.
He released a 36-page report alleging election fraud more than sufficient to swing victory to Trump.
Oh my goodness.
Now,
Uh-huh.
also, Maria on Fox,
Yes.
Fox Business. I
Yes.
don't want to mess up her last name. She also said that she talked to somebody in intelligence and said that President Trump had more. President Trump is the winner of this election.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. He should have won this. He
Right.
did win this. He won this election.
He won
is
this
what
election.
she said.
I mean, on election night, it was won. Period.
Right.
It was what the shenanigans that they did after election night when they started stuffing the ballots and rerunning the same ballot through the tabulators.
Right.
That's what did Biden in when it comes down to them saying that he won anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know about
And I'm just trying to keep it nice. That's
keep
why I
it
had
nice,
to
Silk, because
slow
slow it down to keep it
down
nice.
To keep it nice.
Well, I want to talk about the Wisconsin court decision.
Yeah.
I want to talk about something because I've been listening to the hearings and to whenever they go to court and listening to these cases. And one of the judges ruled. She claimed that President Trump's election lawsuit smacks of racism, and she seeks to throw out mail-in ballots cast in the largest minority population in the state. And in my humble opinion,
In our opinion,
the reason why she says it smacks of racism is because the claims that these votes came out of the minority population in minority communities. All right?
Okay.
They always using black people
Always
to
using
play the
black
race
people.
card.
Yeah.
And that's what they're doing here. But you know what I find racist?
Why?
Again, you using black people to play the race card.
Yes.
I find it a fraud that you can take and you can cancel out our legal vote for an illegal vote.
That's right.
You got
Yeah.
that's racist to me.
I agree. I agree.
What's racist is fraud being committed, and you as a judge ain't doing nothing about it. And you're supposed to uphold the law.
Yeah.
You're supposed to follow the law.
Yeah.
Is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be able to interpret the law.
Come on.
Not call somebody a racist
Uh-huh.
because if they have concerns about something that happened in minority communities,
Yeah.
what you are saying as a judge, it's okay for crimes to happen in minority communities. I want to stay calm, Silk, because I don't want to raise my pressure.
Don't stay calm.
You see what I'm saying,
Yes,
Silk?
I understand. But can I just also interject this?
Yes.
Now, see, I'm beginning to understand why there's been an unbalance between Democrats and Republicans. Because every time the Republican put forth something, okay, that is going to benefit all people, the first thing Democrats come out with is racist.
Everything
It's
is racist.
It's disenfranchising. It's racist. And they always utilize this when it comes down to voting. They say voter suppression. In order for them to show ID, it's voter suppression. Okay? And they continue to use this, and they've been playing this same game. That's how they've been able to devalue the aspect of voting.
Right.
By relaxing a lot of the rules that's already implemented when it comes down to voting. Democrats come in and they always want to call racism on this and racism on that. And Republicans always back down because they feel like I don't want to be called a racist or deemed a racist for voter suppression. But what about You and I,
Mm-hmm.
Diamond,
Right.
we're black
That's
women.
right. Mm-hmm.
What about the suppression of our real vote?
That's right. Uh-huh. Yeah. What about the suppression of our real votes?
Yeah.
And so when I see how the judge was leaning, I'm like, okay, what the left have cleverly done is evoke race into the conversation when it comes to politics,
Yep.
like they always do.
Always do.
And what happened is they bullied conservative. They bullied the American people.
Yep.
We saw that play out on the streets when we saw all of the rioting and all of the looting happening. And most of that was done, you saw black people.
That's
so
right.
they want to make it look like black people are being, if you mess with their votes, black people are being disenfranchised. But if they're fake votes and you're calling them black votes, how is that being, we're the ones, the real black people are really the ones that's being disenfranchised by the fakery and the fraud.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying?
But ask yourself this question. How long have this been going on?
Oh, I think it's been going on for a while. I think it's been going on for a while, and that's why no one really want to touch it. Everybody want to run from it. They want to act like it don't exist. They want to act like it's nothing to see. Go ahead and push that under the rug. Go on, keep moving. We'll figure out something for the next time. I'm not worried about the next time. I'm worried about right now.
This time.
I want to know what's going to happen right now.
That's right.
That's what I'm worried about.
That's right. That's right.
But on a good note, President Trump's legal team did have a win in Wisconsin. Local election officials were wrong to suggest that voters could claim the status of indefinitely confined based on COVID-19. The majority decision also held that if voters falsely claimed they were indefinitely confined, their ballots would not count. Right. And I think that was over 200,000 ballots that came in where people were claiming they were indefinitely confined, and that wasn't true.
That's right.
Because you can go on their Facebook page. You know, people tell on themselves. They post everything on their Facebook page. So that's an easy fix.
That's right. But, you know, just speaking about what you just stated, the court, when they ruled that, it's the state and the local election officials, okay? They were wrong whenever they gave that blanketed permission for people to be able to do that, allowing voters to be able to do that. And you're right, it was more than 200,000 voters. But to the breach in the law, okay, where state and local election official gave that blanket permission for voters, they basically unknowingly broke the law. Now, that's for the ones that made this claim of being confined, because from my understanding, somebody tweeted out something and said something about because of COVID,
right?
Okay, that you can claim that you are confined. But here's the deal. A percentage of those people that claimed that they were confined, they was also a poll watcher. So how can you be confined and watch the poll? Hello?
Some
Hello?
people, yeah.
Yeah, so they're getting caught up. And I thought the negligence of the Wisconsin state and local officials, they are the ones that created this mess.
Right. And they knew it was going to be a mess.
And they breached their own
That's right.
law. And with them breaching their own law, my question is, how do we correct their mess? Because this is a mess.
Right.
It got to be resolved right now, because we want the rightful winner.
Right.
Okay. To be crowned. All right. One thing I know about is whenever you're playing, let's say baseball or a contestant for something, whenever there's a contest.
Come on.
Okay. There's rules to the game. All right. If it's found that one side broke the rules, by default, the other side wins. Okay?
Well, go ahead, Sil. Go ahead.
But when I see these judges, they're not even hearing the case or looking at the evidence. They're not even disputing or refuting the evidence.
Right.
What they're doing is ignoring the evidence and saying you have no standings here. Right. They're saying, well, you came too soon to court. Then when you come back later, they're saying you're here too late.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
But when I see that happening here, it's like, what team are you playing for? Corruption?
Not playing for the American team, though.
Yeah, because the darn show ain't the American team. You're playing for team corruption here. Right. And that's what's going on. And it's Republicans shouldn't have to prove that all of these people that claim that they were confined, Republicans shouldn't have to prove that. That should be
automatically
come on.
thrown out.
Yeah.
Automatically thrown out.
Yeah.
Because that went against the election law.
That's right.
And the rules.
That's right.
Speaking of rules, the Dominion machines, a forensic audit was done in Michigan.
Okay.
And according to the Epoch Times, after a forensic audit report of Dominion voting system machines described the devices as faulty and intentionally programmed to produce significant numbers of tabulation errors. So, if this is what the forensic audit produced, then how many more Dominion machines that wasn't used around the country, taking votes from President Trump and giving them to Biden?
Hello.
So that really needs to be looked into. I don't think that needs to go unnoticed right there.
It can't go unnoticed, because if you have proof of those votes shifting from President Trump to Biden, what was in the source code? What was in the code? Who calibrated the machines? What was written within the script of everything?
Right.
Okay? And because I had the opportunity to look at the CEO of the company, and you know what he was talking about. But with him saying to the world, we sell and lease the machine, but we don't get involved in the election process. When you send your technicians to be there during the election,
that's right,
you're part of the election process.
You involved in that election process.
Yeah.
You all over that election.
You all over it. You all over it. And then to say to me that there's no internet connection, there's no way that the machines can be connected to the internet, but somebody can call your technician, and on that machine, you can come up and you can take control over that machine or that computer that's connected to that machine. Something ain't right here.
Right, something's not right.
Something is not right here. And what I don't understand is, why did it take him so long to come forward when people been trying to get him in court or on the stand or to talk about
maybe
this here?
He lawyered up.
Huh?
Maybe he lawyered
He did, because his lawyer was sitting right there.
Really?
Yes.
Well, speaking of lawyers, according to sources, Maricopa County Board of Supervisors will serve 2 subpoenas on mail-in ballot images and forensic audits of machines and software.
Wow.
So that's going to be happening right there in Arizona, one of the biggest counties that count a lot of the votes.
Yeah.
And they want to see the ballot images, and they also want to do a forensic audit on the machines and the software.
Yeah.
And I really think that should be in all of these swing states,
all of them,
where we're having problems.
That's right.
Where Mark Zuckerberg, we're hearing, and now alleged that he has allegedly contributed up to millions and millions of dollars to. Yeah. All of this here. Yeah.
It got to
we
be
need
done.
to see this here.
Yeah.
We need a forensic audit of everything.
And there's a difference between a forensic audit and an audit. Whenever you're doing that to the machines, a lot of people keep saying, well, the machines was white. They were white clean. But when you're doing a forensic, it's like someone getting shot and there's blood on the rug. You wipe up the rug, but the forensic is going to go under the floorboards. It's going to go under the rug.
So you don't see it.
You don't see it
in plain sight.
In plain sight. But they're going to go within.
But up underneath that surface.
That's right.
That's where it's
there at. Is imagery. There's different things when it comes down to the computer that a lot of people don't even understand when it comes down to film and so forth within a computer.
You know, I think that they think that they're smart, but they're outsmarting themselves.
Yes.
See, here is what you all do. And let me just say this here. Dominion machines have been around for a while, you all. And guess what? This cheating been happening for a while.
A long time.
We just ain't never had this cheating on this scale.
Yes.
Because it's not only with the alleged Dominion machines. But it's also with these paper mail-in ballots.
Oh, yes.
You got several things going on here.
Yeah.
Is what's happening.
That's right.
So I just want people to see that. So it's time for stuff to come to the light. It's time for us to clean this up.
Yeah.
Not wait till later. Clean it up now and make sure that the rightful winner of this election get crowned the winner.
That's right.
Go ahead.
And for God's sake, stop telling me to look the other way.
Right. Because every time you tell us to look the other way, it makes everybody want to keep digging.
Keep digging.
And now the sad thing is, the media is no longer the media because we don't even trust the media no more. So what we do as the patriots, as the deplorables, if you want to call us, as the ones that's holding the line, we go out and we dig for information ourselves.
Yes.
We start doing our own research. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, the FBI, the CIA, these people are not on our side. The Justice Department done went rogue, right?
Yeah.
But you got regular American people using common sense to solve this here. And I think the media is upset about that.
They got really upset that people have other sources like Diamond and Silk, or even they have their own brains, their own minds, and they can think for themselves.
Right.
They're really upset about that because the media have been so used to feeding everybody the certain narrative that they want people to hear. But people are tired of choking on BS.
Right.
They're tired of choking on the same BS that these media companies been giving out and spewing out to we the American people.
Right. That's right. Yeah. People are tired of it.
They're tired of it.
So, speaking of tired, Stacey Abrams. She better put up or she may have to shut up with this one.
Okay.
Well, 1.2 million requested absentee ballots, according to Newsmax.com. Stacey Abrams is bragging that she's already got those 1.2 million absentee ballots for the Georgia runoff. She claims that the 1.2 million people have already requested these absentee ballots. And I think she needs to prove it, Silk. Prove it to me.
Yeah.
That within the time from election day up until this here runoff, that you got these that request.
These people
I want to see the request forms.
Yeah.
What are these ballots? 1.2 million people. You couldn't even get that many people to vote for you. So how you gonna get these people to request a mail-in ballot?
Okay, first off, Stacey Abrams is not an elected official. Let's get that straight. She's not an elected official.
Right, okay.
Second thing, when you're dealing with black people, a lot of times things ain't going to be turned in on time.
Oh, you know what? So, wait a minute. You're right.
No.
Because we black.
Yeah, I know how
Okay,
it goes.
so listen. Let's take us for example.
Take it for example. Not 1.2 million. No.
Not when it comes to African Americans. Not with us.
No.
Let me tell you something. You say and you mail us off an application for an absentee ballot. We sit it on that kitchen table and we go on about our business.
Yep.
3 weeks later, that thing is still sitting on the kitchen table. It's time to really clean
with
up.
Coffee stain on it. You done set
it's time to clean up.
Yeah.
And you done took that thing and then scrapped it up with all your other mail and then put it somewhere else. And it's not to be seen forever again until about a year or two later when you clean out something up.
Spring cleaning.
And then that's when you'll find it again. Yeah.
And if you do send it in, you're going to send it in at the last
no. We're not going to do it early. We're not going to do this early. No.
Now, if she would have said that all of these ballots came in on January the 4th by midnight,
I don't believe 1.2 million would have came. She probably would have got maybe less than 1%.
Then 1% of that, right?
Yeah.
If she would have said that, then okay. But 1.2 million within the last 3 to 4 weeks after the election, we don't operate like that, y'all. We don't operate like that.
That's why I keep telling people, listen, you all. This thing that the media and the people like Stacey Abrams and Jim Crow Joe Biden want us to believe that all of these black people got out in lines and droves and voted for Biden and they're going to participate in this runoff. Can I tell you all a secret?
Tell it.
Black people don't give a damn about who's the president. The majority of them.
Nope.
The majority of black people don't give a damn about who's the president. If you don't believe me, go in the hood and start asking people.
That's right.
They'll tell you, I don't vote in that. I don't do that. So the mess that the media is trying to get y'all to believe, don't believe the hype.
That's right.
That's all it is.
Can I also interject one thing? You know, it's also sickening how people love to create the atmosphere of victimization, then exploit you as a victim. And people like Stacey Abrams, they focus on racial justice, economic justice, and environmental justice, along with no justice, no peace. Only because they know that after all of these years of preaching the same justice system sermon, they have no solutions.
None.
You know why?
Why?
Because they are the problem.
That's right.
Yeah. They know that they are the problem.
Right.
So the very people that promise to help you are the ones really hurting you. Okay?
The very people that is your skin color.
Yes.
I think that's what's so shocking to me.
So sickening.
And sickening. The very people that claim we're going to help the black community.
Yeah.
We're going to do this here.
This program,
How can you help the black community when you are committing voter fraud? How the hell?
How
is that helping black people?
How
does that help us as black people when you as a black person sit up and you are committing voter fraud? Because I guarantee you, let's take a look at all 1.2 million of these absentee ballots.
Yep.
Now I need you to get me the application that goes along with these absentee ballots.
Yep.
And let's verify the signature.
Yeah.
And you're saying that this is all the ballots that came in, and most of this here is from the African American community or minority community.
Yeah.
Let's check this out. And I guarantee you, voter fraud. If it's voter fraud, Stacey Abrams should be held accountable.
That's right. Especially when they always saying, we're going to help with this and we're going to help with that. A lot of times they take and actually create the problem.
Right.
To throw money at the problem, but leave you still stuck with the problem while they done made off with a lot of the money. And I'm going to say allegedly because I wasn't there doing a transfer.
Right.
But typically that's how it's happening.
Right.
That's why you have different places that's infested with rats. And a lot of the people that's supposed to be running those districts don't even have enough common sense to purchase decon to kill the rats.
Well, I want people to know, in case y'all didn't know, according to Georgia law say if you wasn't registered and didn't vote in the November 3rd election, you cannot vote in the runoff. Okay? So, I don't know if Stacey Abrams and the Secretary of State have already cut a deal to totally ignore this, but if they did, it is illegal.
It's illegal.
So,
but it's getting to the point now, Diamond, that a lot of illegal stuff is happening. They want to call it irregularities. No, this is illegal.
This is illegal.
A lot of illegal stuff is happening and nobody is being held accountable for it.
That's right. That's right.
Nobody's being held accountable for it. It's time to start holding some of these people accountable for this.
Something else came out. California print ballots in direct violation of its own laws, rendering nearly all of California votes invalid.
Whoa. Whoa.
I mean, the more you keep, the more the patriots, the deplorables, the ones that's holding the line, and stopping people from crossing the line when they're wrong.
Yes.
It's the ones out here doing the work.
That's right.
Finding out what's going
on.
Because we can't depend on the media. We can't depend on social media.
Yeah.
Because we are up under a psyops when it comes to them. They just feed us misinformation, disinformation.
That's right. And with all of the digging, you're going to find out that the roots are very deep. They're very deep. They run really, really deep. It explains how California has been Democrat ran for all of these years.
Right.
How New York has been Democrat ran. How Chicago, how Illinois has been Democrat ran for all of these years.
Right.
Yeah, your stuff is coming to the surface. You know, your boo-boo is coming to the top.
Oh, it's coming.
We see it all.
We see it
and
all.
And it smells horrible.
Woo! I can smell it.
You stinking something. You stinking.
So, Silk, one more thing before we go.
Okay.
You know, the Supreme Court, they did not rule they didn't even hear the case when it come to Texas. Right?
That's right.
But I want to make a point when it comes to one of these justices. You all, listen to this.
That talks it was written by someone who's a current staffer for one of the Supreme Court justices. And I'll just describe the report to you that I read, and you can make of it what you will. He said that the justices, as they always do, went into a closed room to discuss cases they're taking or do debate. There's no phones, no computers, no nothing. No one else is in the room except for the 9 justices. It's typically very civil. They usually don't hear any sound. They just debate what they're doing. But when the Texas case was brought up, he said he heard screaming through the walls as Justice Roberts and the other liberal justices were insisting that this case not be taken up. And the reason, the words that were heard through the wall when Justice Thomas and Justice Alito were citing Bush versus Gore from John Roberts were, I don't give a about that case. I don't want to hear about it. At that time, we didn't have riots. So what he was saying was that he was afraid of what would happen if they did the right thing. And I'm sorry, but that is moral cowardice. And we in the SREC, I'm an SREC member, we put those words in very specifically because the charge of the Supreme Court is to ultimately be our final arbitrator, our final line of defense for right and wrong. And they did not do their duty. So I think we should leave these words in because I want to send a strong message to them. Thank you.
So what are your thoughts on that? Justice Roberts, if this is true, because we don't know if it's true. We wasn't there in the room. We're just going on what somebody said.
Yeah.
One of the clerks.
Yeah.
But if this is true, Silk, that explained a lot.
Yes.
Because as far as I'm concerned, you've bullied the other justices. If this is true.
Yeah.
Okay. You are biased.
Yeah.
You're not upholding constitutional laws.
Or following your oath.
Which denies the American people their constitutional rights.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying, Silk?
That's
right. It
right.
don't make sense.
And can I also say this, Diamond?
Yes, you can.
What really gets me with this is the fact that when they said that there was Russia collusion, they wasted 4 years and over $40 million investigating every allegation, every speculation, even every unnamed sources. But here we are with thousands of affidavits, video evidence, first-hand whistleblowers, okay? And you want to tell us to look the other way. If they took 4 years and over 40 million of taxpayer dollars to investigate something that was fake.
Come on. Come on.
Why can't we take whatever time we need to investigate this fraud?
They don't want to do that. Yeah.
And I want to know, is there going to be an investigation called China collusion?
You speak of China. I can vividly remember back during the 2016 election.
Yes.
2017 roll around.
Yes.
They was pushing Russia collusion.
Russia.
But up underneath the surface,
yes,
I was also hearing about China.
We was hearing about
it. And everybody was lip sealed when it comes to that.
Zip.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how all of this play out.
I got to see exactly how all of this play out. Yes, I do.
Listen, y'all, thank you so much for joining us. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast so each time we drop a new episode, you will receive a notification. Also, don't forget about our book, Uprising. Who the hell said you can't ditch and switch the awakening of Diamond and Silk? You can get the book at diamondandsilkbookstore.com.
And don't forget, if you would like to advertise on our podcast, feel free to email us at info@diamondandsilk.com. That's info@diamondandsilk.com. And don't forget to give us a review, and a 5-star would do.
Yes. So we was just coming to give y'all the 211. We called the 211 because it's two of us.
And we're the ones giving it to you.
So in the meantime and in between time, we will see you all next time right here on Diamond and Silk, the podcast.
Bye-bye.